Hi there. Today we're going to demonstrate a Prosper implementation for real estate development companies with a screen cam to show you how things work. To go into Prosper you need any browser. Any browser would work. Here I'm using Google, but it could be Firefox, it could be Edge, it could be even Internet Explorer, even Safari, or any browser. So we go to the online Prosper, which is our online service. Let's go to the service that's called Go right now. This is for the demo. And we're going to enter a user called INV, and we use the password. Nobody can enter into Prosper without a proper username and password that has been configured by the administrator of this setup. We do login. Once we enter into Prosper, you can see it shows us projects. These are the running projects. It tells us that we have 10 rows in this list. These are the 10 rows. This is the list that we're talking about here. These are all the projects. These are the 10 projects that this user can see. On the side, it's a navigation tree where it says the project and operations. These are the projects. This is the cost center, and that's the transitory area. These are the entities. The entities, like we have the customers, the vendors, the subcontractors, the manpower, the landowners, the banks, and stuff like that. These are the settings, so the corporate database, the divisions and expenses, the accounts, etc. And these are the reports that work across the system. These are what we call system reports. Now, once you enter, every user, once it's configured, the administrator decides what does he or she sees here, and what does he or she sees in this list also. And this area, as you can see, this is the menu. This is what can this person, when he enters, what can he do? Not only what can he sees, but what can he do. For example, this person that I'm entering with can create a new project, can edit an existing project, can add a memo to an existing project, can progress. Progress means change the status of this project. As you could see, the status here is started, the status here in maintenance stage, here in estimation phase, here in finished. Okay, this is the only way to change the status is through an action called progress, and the progress is the administrator of the system decides what happens when a person does progress from this status to what status does it go. It's a completely controlled and captured environment where everything that a person does is captured in a history record. So to track, since it's a multi-user system and it is available online, you need to be able to track what every person does and who did what when at any time. After the progress, there is the preview. These are what kind of things. If you want to take this list, for example, to another, to Excel, to Word, to another application, the Explore, this is to show a lot of information about the project itself. These are the reports available for this project. For example, if I am on this project 2006-001, the reports that show, this is the cash flow report of that project, the income statement report, the project accounts, project balance sheets, the project's expenses versus expected versus actual by category, the expected versus actual in detail, and the expected versus actual without details. This is a summary. and the project performance to see how this project is performing, and a dedicated report for the unit sales, because every project has so many units in it, and we want to see the unit sales situation right now, what has been sold, what has not been sold, and stuff like that. The expand, that will let you enter into this project. So it will tell you from here, selecting this 2006-001 project, and you want to expand, where do you want to go? There are several sections you can go. You can go to the project information, the planning, the owners, the investors, the sales, and the expenses. And under every section, there are different documents and different objects under every section. For example, under the project information, there's the feasibility study, the designs, the permits, the subcontracts, the correspondences, the site pictures, and the progress reports. I want you to notice one thing, that the feasibility studies is in bold. Why? Because this is when you double click on this project. If you double click on it, you will go automatically to the project information feasibility study. It will expand automatically to this object. But if you don't want to do expand automatically, you can go, for example, if you want to go to the planning directly to the estimates, you can go from here to the planning directly to the estimates. But since there are so many children under this project, the double click will take you to a default object. This default object will change per user. For example, if this user goes always to estimates, once the system learns from the usage of this person who is logged in, and would capture this information, so the next time when he does double click, he will take you, the system will take you directly to this place where you go most frequently. So this is how the system learns from the usages. We're still explaining this one, and the plus. This is the history to tell you all who did what on that project and when. This is the history view. And the my views, for example, to let you, for example, if this view, as you can see in this view, we're seeing the project information, we're seeing the dates, here the dates, and we're seeing the expected dollars. This is the expected, and this is, we're seeing the profit percent. If you want, every person can define his own view by going to the views and modifying the views here. For example, saying I want to group by, or I want to display this column or that column, and switch off the location. For example, if I want to switch off the type, let's see, the type and the status, I remove the type and the status, okay, and I don't see the type and the status anymore. I can re-put them again, and I will see them. Once you configure a view that you like, automatically you can save that view for your name. So the next time, this is without using any administrator, without going back to the administrator of the system saying, please modify the view for me because I want to view one more column, or I want one less column to view. Not only the views, you can decide on the sorting. You can say, as you can see, click here to sort by this column. If you don't want to sort by this column, but you want to sort by this column, by just clicking here, you sort by this, and clicking again, you will sort descending. Clicking again, the sort will go away. You can do multiple sort, and you can and this sorting thing. Let's say you did sorting by sequence ascending or sequence descending, and you can save it. You can go here to the my views and save that view with this one. One more thing I want you I want to show you in this in this view. We have this line below that's called the filters. As you can see, you can filter on the sequence, you can filter on the name or description, you can filter on the type or status, you can filter on the location or manager, you can filter on the number of units, you can filter on anything that you want to. For example, if I say, show me all the projects that have 6 as number of units and I do apply, it will show me only these projects that have 6. If I say remove all that filter, clear all filters, it will clear all filters. You could say show me all the things that are that have 6 as number of units and that that contains something, this text in their name. It will show me this. If I say no, show me the things that contain 4 in their name, as you can see it says only 4. So I'm doing a multiple it's a filter on multiple columns. If I remove this, or let's say let me remove this and I say let me remove everything from here and I do show me the residential ones. You see, this is the all the residential projects. If I want to say no, not the residential projects, show me the mixed use projects, because there are different types. I have, this is a mixed use project. Let's go back. Let me see. I wanna show the finished project, but the finished project is in the second column. So I just say finished in a slash before it. Just put a slash before it, so to go to the second, it will show you all the finished projects, as you can see. This is the filter, which is very nice. By the way, you can see all the things that you can do with this project. If you move to another project, you might have a different list. It depends on the status of the project. It depends on what the administrator gave you as access to this project. What can you do? The same thing when you expand. When you expand on a project, some people would see on one project you would see some stuff, on other project you would see maybe other stuff. It depends on what access you have. Here in this demo, what we're seeing the access for a manager that sees everything just for demo purposes. But that doesn't mean that everybody would see everything. For example, I don't imagine that anybody who enters into a project list can do a new project. Only a few people can create new projects, or can modify a project, or can progress a project. So this is what Prosper can do, and this is what Prosper allows you to do. So if you go here, the same list that you see up there, if you do right mouse button, click on the right mouse button, you see the same list here. This is easier for you. We added the one up there because, you know, when you use an iPad, for example, or an iPhone, or an Android phone, and like a touch screen doesn't have a right mouse button. So that's why we added these things above, so you can see them always. But if you're using a desktop or a laptop, you do have access to a right mouse button, and as you see, the same things that you see up there, we see them here. Now, these features that we saw in this area are the same if you go to any other areas.